से गल्ला पाया करना अपर जा सुराग मीज़ला आप तो रोटी खासे
यूं मुखिया बाकी
कौन होना तू बोला करना कार से गल्ला पाया करना अपर जा सुराग मीज़ला आप
बाकी
खासे
get it back in
कौन होना तू भी बोला करना कार से गल्ला पाया करना
get it back in
तो
you मुखिया
Don't go home alone.
Go home alone.
get it back in
Go, you
get it back
Noise! So much noise! So many things fighting in my head! The 1970s weren't a good time to be Asian in Rotherham, you know. The war of Yorkshire. Some hard times. Some good times. But so many hard times. When we arrived here, that's when we realized just how different it was.
Right, come here, that Packy's got a family with him.
You walk.
Looks like his family.
How bloody many?
About 4 or 5. Oh, his wife's pretty. She's got really long hair. Oh, right, there's a little girl. Oh, she's wearing a red Packy dress.
Bloody hell.
क्या देख रहे हो? चलो उधर देखो. This is your new home, okay? Come inside. I will show you around. Come. Come forward. You haven't got all day. देखो. Show you downstairs and go upstairs. I'll show you bedroom, okay? Now listen. Over here, door है. Over there, window है. ठीक है? Add a kitchen. खाने बनाने की जगह. Make your food here. Okay, Gulzar? You listening? Patient, get up. This is sofa. Dore says sitting room. You understand? Listen now. Now, I will show you yard. Then we go upstairs. Now, through the door. Quick. One at a time. This is yard. You understand? From here to here to here. Yard. You don't go anywhere else. You understand? Listen. Over here, Gore. Over there, Gore. Don't go either side. Stay in yard. You understand? Uzad, hang your clothes on this washing line. Do you understand? Now, back inside, I will show you upstairs. Chalo.
In Kashmir, there were no walls. No Gore as well. We went in and out of everybody's house. We lived outside. We went everywhere. Over here, we had to stay in this small square yard. It was cold. I was frightened.
Good. School. School tomorrow. Get their uniforms ready. School. What are you doing? School. 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 School
Oh, hey, what they doing?
They're just talking English. It's noisy, innit?
Oh, sounds funny.
Yeah, you'll be alright. Quick, come on, lessons.
I'd see this girl at school who was always alone. Even the English kids didn't speak to her. Every day we had assembly. We had to sing songs. The teacher talked about the good kids and how all of us should be like them. Good kids. Didn't mean people like me. I just didn't exist. Oh God, and then there were the prayers. Oh, I used to be so scared. I knew that the teachers were watching me. I knew that God was watching me. I would bow my head and pretend to pray. But I would hold my hands up like this and say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, over and over again.
Can I ask you something? Why do you pray funny? You know, you put your hands up like that and you say all that stuff. You go like, oh, meow.
I pray different. I'll get into trouble if I pray this way.
Trouble? From who?
From our God.
Oh. Hey, do you want to walk home with me after school? I live on Shakespeare Road. I've got a Spectrum.
You got a Spectrum?
Yeah, of course you can. I'll meet you at the gates, yeah?
That day, I went back to Chini Chin's house. It was the first time I'd been inside another Gora's house. I was excited. I didn't know what to expect.
Oh, come on, stay a little bit longer. We can play another game. Oh, come on, Coronation Street's going to come on soon.
I've got to go. I've got to go, Moss. I'll get into trouble if I'm late.
All right, then. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll bring my dog to her bus, yeah? All right, bye.
Oh, hurry up, come on, you're going to be late for Mass. What's up with you?
I don't feel well. I feel really ill.
Why, what's up?
Chini Chin's house smelled horrible. Oh, God, I don't know how to stay that long.
What does it smell like?
Cabbages! Boiled cabbages!
Oh, I got it, does.
I tried not to go back to Chini Chin's house again. But he was my friend. So I had to sometimes. I tried holding my breath. You can't do that for very long. He used to say to me, you got asthma or something? You don't breathe properly, do you? I never told him. I liked him. And then there was going to town. We had to play dodge the skinheads. Sometimes we were lucky. Sometimes we weren't.
If you want to dig who's a neighbour, Bob Labour, and it's...
Give me back. Here, back on the neighbour, back on
Skinhead.
the neighbour.
beating, kicking, hanging, cutting, killing, slaughtering. It has always been so. The Flemish, the Jews, the Irish, the West Indians, and now the Pakis. We are the new scapegoats. You must always have scapegoats. Find someone else to blame, and then it's not your fault. It's not my fault there's no jobs. It's not my fault life's hard. It's not my fault I've got no money. It's the niggers. It's the paddies. It's them Flemings. It's those Pakis. Hundreds of years of blaming someone else. Be proud to be British. No, really. Be proud to be British. Such a rich language. For such a small island, we have influence everywhere. I read books, you know. This whole country is built on immigrants. You don't be great by being pure, by being alone. Greatness is about coming together, learning together and growing together. Hey, how are we supposed to understand each other if you live here and I live there? Your school is here and my school is there. Your community is there and my community is here. How are you supposed to understand me and me understand you? You don't get much understanding by kicking the shit out of me. There was only one place I felt safe. It was home.
This is a letter from my mother. She is missing us very much. It's been really difficult, you know. Me and my brother, we came here to find work. We travelled nearly 5,000 miles in 4 weeks on a ship. We left everything behind, everything. Our families, our homes, our hearts. After being here a while, we got fed up of eating the same food, not saying a word, getting up, going to work, going to sleep, working long hours. It was all work and cook and eat and sleep. Same old, every single day. And you know what the worst part was? It was the loneliness. We got very, very lonely. Some of the men, they decided to call their families over. I thought about it too. I thought then, I had seen what this country had done to some of these men. Shameful. Did I want my family here? No, I don't think so. Did I want to bring my daughters up here? Anyway, I was going to go back. I had no intention of staying, you know. My family was there. If my family came, I knew everything would change. The men who had brought their families first, they realized they were going to stay. Their children were getting an English education. Already they spoke differently. They wanted a good life, a good job, you know. But me, I wanted to go home. My father, my mother. Even now, you have to meet my mother. Even now, she still calls me a little Jannah at my age. Her little chickpea. You know, my forefathers all lived where we live now. In Kashmir, in Pakistan. Hundreds of years of history. My history. My roots. If my family came, I'd be breaking all of that. But, as you can see, I did. My wife came, my Salim, my son Bashir, and my little girl Shazi. She's so chitty-chatty. Very first day, very first week, it was...
Abba, please, can we have a TV?
This and that. But my boys, they're always scared of me. When I come into the room, shh, silence. Don't say boo. But my little girl Shazi, she's a little sher, a little lion, and a big heart. So, we got a television. You know, we had the very first one on Milton Road. And on every Sunday morning, our house was full of people, all come to watch an Asian program called Naya Zindagi, Naya Jeevan.
Where's my stove? Give it to me. Hurry up, Chacha, so you give me my stove.
Oh, Zakir. Zakir.
Shut up, on Chacha. At least I'm not cool on the gulab jamun. How many times have I told you to put G on your head? Not just when Chacha comes round, but the me's. And stop saying stupid things. I heard you calling him Gulam the Gulab Jamun. Stop spoiling his beautiful name. Oh, mera put this silly.
Baj! Baba! He's starting!
Assalamu alaikum ji.
Assalamu alaikum. What's not in? Shh, chup, chup.
Oh, Bashi. Cricket score. Pakistan 240 for 5. India all out for 89.
This isn't about cricket today. I took you on talking about the NF match.
NF? What's NF?
You know National Front. These bloody skinny eyes, they want us all to go back to Pakistan. Anyway, shush, now listen.
Hey, I've got a good job here. I'm not going back.
Good job. How many hours we work, right? At the end of the week, we get paid half the money of the Englishmen. Anyway, listen, shush, I'm trying to listen.
My Steve, what did I One day you'll be reading news like Salim Shahab, you know.
No, I'm going to Thomas Rotherham College. I'm going to be a scientist.
No, but they're a waste of time. No money, no job. Doctor's best job. Anyway, listen.
Oh, Salim, what's this? There's no picture.
Hey, uncle, look. Sunday morning television people test television. They call it test card.
Aha. Test card.
Oh, uncle, look. Wait 5 minutes. Really good program. Christian music. singing Christian songs. You know,
Hair music.
all things bright and beautiful, all things big and small.
Bright and beautiful. Bright and beautiful.
Taju. Like, it's great and small.
Ah, see. Wait, Salim's very clever. Bashi, you have to learn from him. Okay, boys, I've got to go work.
Jaleel?
Yeah, afternoon shift. Good afternoon. Bye-bye, Salim. Bye-bye, boy.
Come back this evening.
Bye-bye, girl.
Jaleel.
Bright and beautiful next time, Acha.
Don't
Yeah,
forget.
bye.
Okay.
You know, two things we were good at school. Cooking and sewing. So we did it at home all the time. Who do you think made the curries? Me and my friends would laugh when the teacher tried to tell us how to cook an onion. And where do you think these came from? You know about these at CNA. You know, in sewing lessons, most Pakistani girls finish the apron in just 2 weeks. What would they supposed to do for the next 4? And tacking. Oh my God. What's that? I don't understand it. We just pretend we cut bits off, put it next to the seam, and say we've done tacking. You know, we had a cooking lesson every Thursday afternoon. We made Yorkshire pudding, shepherd's pie. My mum would look at the dish and go, oh, nice. Then when I wasn't looking, she put it in the bin. She thought everything was haram, except for pudding. My favourite was steamed pudding with 3 drizzled on it. Even Mum ate those.
All right then, girls. Off you go. Go to the next 3 sections. 3 sections on your own.
And the pans. Whenever we got the pans out, Gordis had been using them. You know, haram meat, we don't eat haram meat, so we'd have to clean them first.
Haram, you wash it first.
I used to miss me down, put 3 times, and wash it 3 times, then the haram goes away. What? Will it be alright now?
Yeah, that'll be alright. Teacher's coming.
How many times have I got to tell you lot? Stop speaking that bud business. When you're in my class, you speak English.
You're right, bud, yeah? Oh, this is bud in English. Oh, bud. Yeah, when the teacher comes, you have to hit the whisk on the ball and go bud like that.
This girl, stop it, Shazzy. You're in trouble. You know what she is like.
Why? Cook's a cookie.
Yeah, you're actually right, Cal.
Right then, girls, it's time to add the extra ingredients to give the key some flavour. So, what have you 3 got? You got a nice bit of bacon or something?
No, teacher, we don't eat that.
You don't eat what? Can you not be clear in what you say?
No. P.I.G. We don't eat that.
Okay. Bacon's lovely, don't be silly. And what do you mean? Wrong. I told you before, you can speak English or you can shut up.
You're right. You're right.
Yes, you're right, Cal.
When I was at school, I wanted to work. Now that my work, I want to go back to school. I didn't go much. I found the work was getting too hard in the 3rd year. And no one even cared. Bottom sets for everything. But I knew where all the caves in Castleton were. we were there that often. We had school trips there nearly all the time. In the end, school didn't care, as long as we weren't in school bothering them. So we really thought we'd give them a hand. We used to whack off school all the time. And we used to walk. Yeah, we used to walk. To Conisborough, Wentworth, Dinnington. The way they stared at us when we used to walk through Thriver and Eastdean, you'd think we were aliens. I remember one day, we were walking back through Romarsh.
Oh, come on, Bart.
Yeah, Bart, are you right? Let's go get some parties, man. Oh, for God's sake, they don't call them parties. Call them in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Let me see, my favourite. Oh, she's doing all this.
Sit down.
She's doing my every time I'm going there.
All the time. Husband's alright though.
Yeah, but every time I go in the shop, oh, don't touch this at the top, don't touch this. Get in line, oh, she touches God, she does my hair, she's right for me.
Do you know, one day, I'm going to get a rat hard when she's not looking, and I'll kick her out with the boys.
You three! Where do you all come from?
Pakistan.
I don't mean where you come from, I mean where you come from now.
We've just been shopping.
Yeah.
Just this place where we were shopping, shopping.
Okay, lads, run along, but put your sticks away before you say so.
Dad would have killed me if you'd
We've been a training of Henderson, Dad.
No, I don't think so. They don't care. Why do you think we need Grimmy takers that cost all the time? You know, we're saving time.
No, but Green is alright though. He moved me up from set 7 to set 6.
Yeah,
This Bishop guy, I hate him. Every time we have peeling, he gives us the ball and says, you Packers play over there. Teachers are going in.
can't do that. Don't know, he can't do that.
Who's going to listen to us? Who cares?
Look at that Grimmy.
No, he can't do anything. We need to tell that little teacher, Miss Shelley, she's alright.
Yeah, tell me, Shelley. Do you know what? She actually listens to us. She...
Yeah, I can tell he calls me Sambo. He's probably NF.
NF?
Yeah.
What's that?
You don't know about NF?
No.
You know about the skinnyheads?
Yeah.
Listen, right? There's people coming from everywhere. They're having a march through Eastdean.
Where?
On Saturday, man. Do you know what? You stick with me, I'll take you guys. Yeah, come on. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Stick with me, man.
They're here. Oh, Nashme! Nashme! No, our people from Bradford, Berkshire, everywhere. Oh, Asani bande, Pakistanis. No, our people go there. Oh, I know, French name. No, our supporters. Our people go there, come to protect us. Not the front people, they don't like them. The name, socialist. Socialist? Ji haan, they stop me. I was really scared. She said, you look around me. I said, yeah. Don't worry, they're good people. But where are they going to sleep? What are they going to eat? I haven't prepared anything. I know. They'll stay in that. You can cook it. They'll go back when it's ready. Just come in. Hello. My name's Felicity. We're from the Anti-Nazi League. We come to Rotherham to support your community against the fascists. Would you like to have a poster to put in your window?
She doesn't speak English. I'll tell her for you. She said, can you put the poster up in your window?
Tell her that when my husband comes, he will put in window. In the meantime, ask her, shall I make tea for her and her friends?
She said she'll make tea for you and some of your friends.
Oh, how kind. Thank you very much. Can you tell her? Okay, thank you, okay. In those days, fascism was growing. Enoch Powell had deliberately played the racist card. The NF were gaining council seats in the East End of London, and they were deliberately targeting northern towns with large Asian populations. We'd had to get a coach from Huddersfield. I'd had to leave the house at 5:30 this morning to drive from Shepley to get the coach. It was a little bit ridiculous I'd had to drive there, as I was closer to Rotherham than Shepley, but I didn't want to take my car. There were coaches from all over the North Midlands and Yorkshire. We come to show our solidarity with the Asian communities under threat. But what we hadn't expected was the kindness that those communities showed us. We arrived at 7:30 in the morning, parked on
Milton Road? Oh, those little girls in beautifully, brightly coloured dresses came out of their houses immediately to greet us. And then we were offered tea. Later in the day, we were given those little samosas and other Asian food. In the end, I can truly say that not only was it a genuine example of working class solidarity, but a symbol of what is truly possible.
Came out of Lenny's with a bowl of milk and some bread. But then, I saw the coaches coming. I was back at Lenny, said, "It's all right, love, they're on your side." So then, getting out of the coaches, a lot of them were looking at me. Put my head down. Couldn't believe the coach just stopped right on top of Milton Road. Why are they stopping on my street? Felicity came over and spoke to me. "Are you okay?" she said, really posh. I nodded and kept my head down. She said she had come to stop the National Front. All these people came from all these places I've never even been to. Just for us. I mean, I know he's supposed to be frightened of the NF, but I love that day. Milton Road was the kind of street we could live outside. We all knew each other, and in the evening, people would be behind the chairs, hand their own tea. I felt like I became like a little Pakistani village. But that day was extra special. She talked to me about racism and how bad it was, and how there were a lot of white people against racism. I loved listening to her and her friends. It was a long time to her like Felicity again. She just accepted us as us. Probably most white people were racist. They just didn't care. At the end of the day, I was just one less for them.
Nuggets may have been the day which changed her life. It wasn't the same for all of us. For me, it was the day which broke my heart. You see, we had these two old people living next door, Molly and Jock. When we first came here, we really got to know them. They were really old and really nice. Sometimes we would knock on their window and ask them what they were doing. We'd kick our ball into their backyard. Jock would come and give it us back.
Not that one again.
Yeah, don't let it come over again. You know what Molly will do? She'll cut it up.
All right, Jack, I promise not.
Oh, you're alright, Shazia. You know what Molly's like? You know what I'm like?
Did come again?
But there's nothing interesting on the TV today. Nothing at all. You've got nothing to do. No work.
Me, I'm going to library tomorrow, okay?
No! You're not going nowhere tomorrow!
Why? I always go to
But please don't speak back to me. I said nowhere. Now listen. I'm going to go and get washed up. You get ready for dinner. Big girl. Move.
Me, what Doctor Who books have to go back tomorrow?
Ashi, do not just you go with him.
Me, no town tomorrow.
Uttar, his medical books, doctor's books.
It's not doctor's books. The story books. Are you not? NF tomorrow.
Aye, Uttar, you can't go tomorrow. National Day, son. National Day. No.
I knew about National Front. I'd seen them at school. I'd felt them at school. I'd heard them at school. National Front were Gores who hated Pakistanis. I didn't understand why. Why did they hate us? I thought they didn't like me because of me. But it wasn't that. They didn't like me because of this. They didn't like me because of this. I can't change. I thought it was because I was no good at football. I didn't have platforms, I couldn't tell jokes. But it wasn't that. It wasn't me they hated. It was all of us. Every single one of us. I realized that Saturday. They didn't like us. Just for being us. So tell me, why did they want to march through Eastwood? I didn't understand why. If they hated us, why did they want to march through an area where there's so many of us? But they did. And the next day, you could smell the fear in the air. My mummy wasn't going to take any chances.
They're coming! Quickly, they're coming! Yes, ma'am!
Yeah, come on.
I mean, please! Shh! Jump back!
Where are the children?
Table level.
Table level. What are you looking at? Move out of the way, woman. देखो. कुत्ते मेरे.
Who?
Our neighbours dropped their money. They're there.
What's happened? Are they alright?
Oh, they're all right. They're out there doing this.
No joke!
Yes, your joke.
It all changed after that day. The genie was out of the bottle. Everyone knew who the Pakis were, and everyone knew who the Gories were. Our dad sat us down, and the rules began.
Sit. Listen. And listen good. I'm not going to say this twice. Don't go around there again. You don't knock on their window again. You don't knock on the door. They hate us, they're NF. Do you understand? They're our friends!
No! Jump back to the my friend!
Be quiet, listen! Listen! They hate people like your mother. Why would they want to be friends with you? Pakistanis and Goris were different. From now on, we have to look out for ourselves.
I didn't believe him. Jock liked us. But explain why the board in the backyard had grown as we grown, always a few inches, another odd bits higher than Bashir. In the end, Molly and Jock moved away to Clifton. There were no Asians there. There were no goodbyes. And when they moved, I cried my eyes out.
I'd only been at school 6 weeks. And it was Christmas. I'd read books about Christmas. About all that eating. Tables. Groaning with food. I loved reading books. It was Charles Dickens who said groaning. I just wanted to know what that felt. The teachers had been going on and on about it. You know, next week's Christmas party, next week's Christmas party. You have to get your Christmas cards done. Then, the day was here.
All right then, first years, we've been talking about Toby. It's the first and second year's Christmas party this afternoon. You have to work really hard this morning, and then at dinner time we can all go down to the disco. And then afterwards, we're going to have some lovely party food. And remember, if you brought your party clothes, you get changed at 12 o'clock.
Oh, have you got clothes? Clothes? Got clothes? Party clothes? Pagori, man, that's crazy. Darren's girlfriend. What is this music, y'all? With all these chords, this is Michael Jackson. They do. It's in 70s music. 70s was the food. Darren promised me cakes. You know, cakes for the white stuff all over. Oh, cream. Oh, I love cream. Oh, they said they go to pagore, dille, burfi, kebab, ice cream, toffee, rasmalai. Oh, cream cake. Oh, good. Good old German. Oh, wait, no, you're right.
Alright, then, Christian, it's time for the party. Now it's all at once. Take a plate from the end of the table and help yourself. Don't be greedy. I don't want to see plates so full that it's falling off. You can always come back for seconds. What's wrong with you two? Harley, aren't you feeling well? Oh, there's some lovely food here. What about a nice piece of pork pie? One sandwich, sausage roll.
In the end, we just ate jelly. I found out 10 years later, even that had gelatine in.
School wasn't just about Christmas parties. I loved school, and I loved learning. I got to see all my friends and have a real laugh at playtime. But there was a downside. Come on, girls, you first. Go to the matron's room. It's time for 4th year's TV jam.
Come on up here. Don't stand in the road down there. Don't go any near me, you'll start smelling like it. Stop looking. You know what you're looking
I wasn't doing anything.
Hey, have you heard Michael Jackson in your song?
Oh God, yeah, that Billie Jean.
Dance America, if she sees this.
No, yeah, is it? I always dance in my bedroom. Whole blast radio, me and my sister just dance.
Doesn't your mum say anything?
We get away with it for about 15 minutes and then she starts shouting, your dad's here, your dad's here. She's always lying.
Yeah, but I've got loads of posters. You know, Leslie, it saves me from those free magazines. But I have to hide them in my wardrobe so my brothers don't see it.
What are you staring at? Greasy head packings. We're about to, my dad to cover it up. Sorry. Oh, you'll smell getting everywhere.
Shush, she's here. Whatever happens next time, I'm never going to let Mum put oil in my hair ever again.
Well then, you might as well start showing your legs. Why don't you just cut your hair, then it won't get greasy. But you know you can't change your skin colour, can you?
Bloody hell, Nervous. Where's all this come from? Never knew you knew all this much English. You only come for the day from the start.
There will now be 15 minutes interval. Thank you.